Well, amazingly, my free-to-play has not managed to dog up this fusion. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on the Free-to-Paws account, and it has been an interesting week. So I was worried I was not going to have enough Sacreds to get the fusion, and I decided I was going to go for the fusion as much as I could anyway, and so far I am on pace for it. I have 25 fragments so far, which means I have done everything up into, I've included the gear enhancement event, so I've done everything up until the Ice Golem tournament, so I have not quite finished the Ice Golem yet, but as you can see, I'm actually really close to finishing the Ice Golem tournament. I've been working on the Classic Arena tournament right here as well, and of course we have the Summon Rush, as we usually do on the weekend. And I was pleasantly surprised to learn that the Summon Rush here actually is going to have a very, very accessible 15 fragments right here. So I have 5 sacred shards right now, which means I'd get to about here, but that means that this is 700 mystery shards. If I absolutely need to pull mystery shards, I can certainly try to maybe get another sacred or two throughout the weekend, although a clan boss was not very good to me today, unfortunately, but that's reachable. So I can get these bonus 10 fragments, which means I can actually skip an event or two during the fusion, still do the full summon rush, and get the whole champion. So that is going to be absolutely amazing for this account, because I think the dog looks really, really good, even for an account that does not have Shayak. So I'm certainly excited for him. I don't know if I'm going to pull the dog right away, because I don't know if he's going to be real critical to my plans, but it is nice to have a legendary in the fragment fusions available to use as, points for, say, CVC if I need some extra CVC points, or, a summon rush in the future to make a summon rush a little bit easier to manage. So on the free-to-play, I'm super excited about it. One of the things I do want to break into here quickly, and I'm going to have to move my camera for that, so give me a second. Now, we've been talking about getting Lydia, and especially after my plan of attack video here, I did manage to actually get the Ogrin finished with my Bellower at 5 or 6 star, and I got him War Master. He was like level 51 or 52, and he needed all of those levels and the War Master for the leech healing, as well as the other healing he got from the skills that he had as well, the masteries he has. So that was very, very helpful. That also added enough damage to make the boss faster, because the longer that boss fight went, the harder it was to keep everyone alive, even with 2 Ugos and a Reviver that also had healing on him and Gear Grinder as well. So managed to do that. Definitely cost me some silver, and certainly cost me some brews and other stuff to get everything ready to go, but we managed to get it done. Demon Spawn was a walk in the park up until level 21, where I ran out of keys. So I was at level 15. I hadn't even gotten past 16, so I hit 16, 17. Actually, I'm sorry, I was at 16. So I had 17, 18, 19, and 20, and that was 16 of my 18 keys. So I ran out of keys before I can get Demon Spawn. So hopefully Demon Spawn is going to be doable before the champion chase next weekend, because I really would like to pull Lydia in the next champion chase. But Heffrak was absolutely blowing up the waves pretty easily, and that was definitely the right move in there. The boss is going to be interesting, but I believe I've got enough control for the boss to keep the boss down from taking too many turns, and then in between that and just some of the extra healing I have, and Heffrak just doing a ton of damage, I think I should have no problem getting through Demon Spawn. So this account is going far, going fast, and yeah, so we're talking less than, we'll just check the login here quickly. Yeah, I mean, depending on when Demon Spawn opens X, I could have Lydia before day 210. So not going to be a record. There are plenty of people who have gotten her sooner than that, but even on free-to-play accounts. But for a free-to-play account that's been generally just accomplishing things, this has all been pretty good. So I'm happy with it. And once I actually get Lydia, I will probably do a breakdown of every single team I used, because I think that's probably a better video to make than just a hey, look, I built this faction and stuff like that. So I have done some Faction Wars content. You can certainly check that out on the channel as well. But if you're looking for inspiration, there's also a ton of different things. I've got my Derping Through Faction Wars playlist. You can go check that out as well. And then I, have been documenting in my community posts where I've been going with my free-to-play and with the faction wars. So hopefully that can inspire you to get Lydia yourself if you haven't gotten Lydia, or just find other ways to improve your account, because that's always the goal of playing Raid. Give yourself goals inside Raid to improve your account, and you'll find you'll continue to have fun because you'll have things to do and things to aim for. So, you guys are probably here for the shard pulls though, so let's go pull some shards. All right. On my free-to-play, I'm not going to get one of these targeted champions. It's just unlikely. But, if I do, I got to think about this stuff. And I'm really, really leaning towards Elva. And as far as these rares or epics are concerned, I just built a second Ugo, so I would not mind starting to get empowerments for my Ugo or just extra Ugos to hold on to. Honestly, early on, I might be able to use 3 Ugos. She's that good. But I don't think I'm going to build more than 2 of them for the time being. But extra empowerments would not be bad for my Ugos, or at least extra faction guardians for the Ugos to make things a little easier as well. So we'll go with Ugo. Unfortunately, I do have to pick one here. I actually wish I didn't, because I'd much rather, there's a lot of other epics I'd rather have, and these 3 would all be duplicates. As far as the legendaries are concerned, well, Elva's great because she brings the healing, she brings the cleanse, she brings the increased speed and the block debuffs. You've got, what's her name here? She is Pravia. She seems pretty good as well. She's got a good revive. She may actually be better than my Dur, the Hungerer, for a reviver for faction wars, but she would be unbooked if I was going to use her for faction wars, but she's really good too, so I don't think I'd complain about her. Glyciad gives me a Veil champion, which would be very, very helpful. I don't have a lot of Veil champions. He brings some increased damage. He brings a nice AoE revive. The problem that he has is he doesn't bring a lot of healing, which is something that my teams still need because I'm not as tanky as I'd like. Pythian, great champion overall. I would not complain about getting one, but I think of the 2, I'd rather have an Elva over a Pythian, because Elva is honestly just better. And Elva is going to help me in Chimera. And then Duchess, amazing champion, would actually be really, really good in Arena. Definitely would be good for Hydra as well. But honestly, I think Elva is probably the one that would change this account the most, because she would slot into, honestly, she'd slot into the current team I am running for Chimera right away and be a huge improvement in that team. So with all of that said, we are going to pull for these. We're only pulling 5 because I only have 5 sacreds. But, we'll go from there. We will see what other, what I pull, and we'll also see what I can get from Clan Boss for the rest of the weekend. And then maybe I'll have to dive into a ton of mystery shards. I do have a lot of mystery shards. So if I have to pull 700 mystery shards, I will pull 700 mystery shards for a fusion. That doesn't bother me at all. So we do have Pepsi here, not a sponsor, but Pepsi, you certainly could be. Think about it. Think about all the joy you could be bringing to all the luck and all the Pepsi and all the flavor to Raid Shadow Legends. So come on, Pepsi. Let's get some legendaries. Come on, Polarium. I could really use one. I am 9 sacreds into my Mercy. Now, Sacred Mercy is only an extra 2%, so we're going to get a couple at an extra increased percentage rate, but nothing particularly spectacular. So I am not expecting a legendary, and honestly, with the way that this account's pulls have been lately, I'm not expecting a lot. But come on, Polarium, I would really like a really good banger epic, or at least some progress towards Razin or Mikage, preferably Mikage, honestly. Mikage is the one that would transform this account a lot more than Razin at this point in time, other than the fact that Razin is standing in the way for me getting my progress on the Ramantu missions by quite a bit. So, cheers! Let's get legendaries. Ooh, that is a Duden. Duden is actually pretty solid. He will be built at some point in time on this account. He's got the taunt, which can be very nice for wave control with strengthen and counterattack, and the counterattack's very important to his kit. He's got an AoE shield. Shields are nice to have in general. Increases the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn. Unfortunately, that is a 4-turn cooldown, so he does not slot very well into the teams where you need the 3-turn or better cooldown for the shields. But, he's still an option for extending buffs, which is not the worst thing in the world to have. So that's good. And then finally, he's got an A1 that attacks one enemy, which he'll counterattack with, but has a 50% chance, bookable to 60, of removing one random buff from all allies. So basically, he's got a 60% chance of doing a one buff cleanse every time he counterattacks with his taunt ability. So he can be a very solid wave cleanser on your team, as long as you can get this out. Obviously, you probably want this protected in some way, or build him with some resistance necessarily. But he's not landing any debuffs, so he doesn't need accuracy. He needs to be tanky, and then he'll get you cleansed. So actually a pretty nifty epic here. So very good support champion. Heals full in a lot of the Centranos floors. Definitely worth building at some point in time. Probably not a high priority on this account right now, but he will eventually be a very, very good champion on this account. So let's get something cool. But he's new, so that is exciting. That's the type of exciting epic I could use on this account. Catacomb Counselor is not the most exciting epic on this account, but he's probably worth holding on to. I mean, honestly, it's nice to hold on to all the epics we can, but he does have a 2 random ally attack. So this is basically as good as Morag's ability. It's actually 3 random allies once you book him up or send him, I should say. So it's slightly better than Morag's. What this is mostly good for is in Centranos, there's occasionally Fire Knight floors where it is difficult to get ally attackers. So it is nice to have a couple of different options for your ally attackers. And I don't really have any. It's actually, he is possibly the best ally attacker on this team right now, or on my account right now. So yeah, 4-turn cooldown, 3 random allies, not horrible. Maybe I end up building him for hard Fire Knight if I can't get any better options, because Morag doesn't quite do the job, and Flanagan is just, or Bowsmith Flanagan is just not going to do the job for you. Otherwise, his kit's just kind of, attacks enemy 3 times, heals his champion by 20% of the damage inflicted. Yeah, okay, whatever. He doesn't hit for a lot of damage. And increase attack on this champion that attacks one enemy. Just, no. He's not great. It's all about this skill, and this skill's okay. The good news is this is the only book you need to put into him. So if you can get lucky and just get this one book, you're good to go, and then you've got him for an ally attacker, so you can certainly use him in Centranos. So, but he's new. Again, like new champions, would not mind more. Let's get something cool. There we go. That is Ugo number 3, I believe. That's either going to end up being a +1 Ugo or somebody for the Faction Guardians. I'll decide that later. I'm not in a rush to empower my Ugos at the moment, and I'm probably at least going to throw some brews in her for champion training before I sacrifice her for something. So, let's get something cool. Let's get something cool. That is not cool. Mistress Ahem's not a great reviver. She does have a revive, 2 random allies with 50% HP and Veil. Not great. Continuous heal on the ally with the lowest HP if this is critical. This is like one of the worst. This skill needs a serious buff. This just needs to be continuous heal on all allies. Period. Doesn't need the critical thing. Doesn't even need the attack one enemy, honestly. Although attack one enemy would be fine too. Maybe even a heal based off the damage and then a continuous heal on top of it, then that might be helpful. And again, so much of this damage inflicted healing is just not great on a champion that's a reviver, because you want them to be tanky so they don't die, which is counteractive to how you're going to build a nuker in general, unless you're an HP nuker. If they made her an HP nuker and brought some of this other stuff into focus, then maybe, because then she would be tanky at least, but just not great. She is a dupe, so that is another Faction Guardian for Sacred Order. I don't know if I need any more Faction Guardians for Sacred Order. I'll go check that after we pull this last shard. But let's get something legendary, Polarium. Not legendary. Grizzled Jarl is a dwarf. It's about the best thing I have to say about him. It's got decreased attack, AoE, 100% chance, I believe, if you book it. If you can get down to the 7th book to get that as well. On a 4-turn cooldown, just not great. He does have some destroy max HP, which can be useful in a couple places where that's good, but this is a lot of books for a mediocre skill, just not great. Increased defense and block buffs on all allies. That's not bad. 3-turn cooldown for that as well, so that can be very useful. So he could have some utility, even if this is only a 1-turn cooldown. If this was a 2-turn cooldown, this would be, or 2-turn buff, I should say, this would be actually a good champion just because of this skill, but with only 1 turn, it's not that great. Heal reduction, 35, applicable to 50% chance on the A1 for 2 turns. Nah, you know, that's usable in some situations, but again, probably not a champion I would recommend investing a lot of energy into, other than maybe for Faction Wars for a little while, because he does have an AoE, even if it is a 5-turn cooldown, bookable to 4. But, you know, he's usable, at least early on. So there we go. That was, hey, I got 4 new champions on my, stop it, I'm not buying anything, on my account, which is news. I should put people in here. I'll do that later. Going into Faction Guardians, we were going to look at the Sacred Order. Nope, that is a new Faction Guardian there. So, hey, that is plus 10 defense for my Sacred Order. And we'll go check the Ogrins here quickly. Is that just my 3rd Ugo? That is my 3rd Ugo. That's fine. So, yeah, that is, you know, shard pulling. But we got some cool stuff here. You know, I would not mind pulling, you know, if I can get to 7, if I can get 2 more Sacreds, I'll pull them because it's Immortal Soulstone's certainly worth it. I'm going to wait until I pull any more. I mean, obviously I'll do my dailies, whatever else, but we can grab most of the stuff here. I'm going to hold off on the energy until the Dungeon Divers opens up next, as well as the next event. I should have enough energy between now and tomorrow night to finish the Ice Golem without an issue, and then I can certainly push into whatever Spider event or something like that, but I can save the energy for later, which will help make the rest of the fusion easier. And yeah, I'm really, really close to getting these 10 fragments. So that is going to help this account progress further and get closer to getting the fusion. So looking to start a brand new account in 2025 with Raid, use my link down below, set up a new account with a brand new email, and you can start off with Elenarl, a wonderful legendary that can do all kinds of fun stuff for you. And at level 15, you'll also get a Tagore, a wonderful support reviver who has been a big carry for me on my accounts. You also use the code Demon Slayer to get Tholan as well, and you'll get Lemonisi at the moment because Lemonisi is currently the free login champion. Start yourself off with 3 great legendaries and a wonderful epic, and enjoy starting a brand new raid journey in 2025. Hey, hopefully your pulls were absolutely amazing today. There's some actually pretty good champions. Honestly, every champion that you could be pulling from this, for the legendaries, is actually really good, as are all the epics. So that's a great summon rush to be pulling on if you're going to be pulling your shards anyway. And if you're not going to be pulling your shards because you're not doing the fusion, well, it's a good one to save them on, unless you're going for maybe some of the voids. The voids are actually really good as well. But hey, let me know how many shards you pulled. If you got anything kind of cool in the comments down below, I do appreciate hearing from you. It's always great to hear your triumphs and your, you know, your disappointments as well, because, you know, not every shard pull is going to be absolutely amazing. On this account, it seems like I'm getting a bit of them that are not particularly amazing, but you know what? I'm excited because I'm going to be getting a guaranteed legendary that's going to actually help this account when I actually decide to pull them, and when I pull them in general, it's going to be helpful because that's going to be 500 points or 3,000, you know, points for something. So that's going to be very, very helpful overall. So, hey, that is why we do the fusions. That's why we play Raid. We're always looking to make progress, keep on advancing our counts, and doing some cool stuff. So I appreciate you hanging around. You guys are absolutely amazing. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I love doing educational content. I love doing fun content in Raid. And I love doing these shard pulls with you guys because I love sharing this stuff with you, because shard pulls with friends is always fun. If you get a chance, stop on by for CatHerder. So we'll be streaming later today if you're watching this Saturday morning. I usually stream every CatHerder. We'll do free takeovers sometimes. Should be doing it this week. And we'll talk about all kinds of stuff, even some of the Godforge stuff that's been going on too. The Godforge Alpha has been going particularly well. You can check out my Godforge channel as well. If you'd like to check it out on my main page, but appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Much love, everyone. And until the next video, I am Bront, CatHerder.